Following the King's speech, the UK government has announced one of its most significant overhauls to immigration law in recent memory. New rules for people seeking protection, a completely new system for challenging decisions, and tighter rules around family rights. If you live in the United Kingdom as a migrant, or you know someone who does, this video is for you. Stay with me. I am going to keep this very simple. Welcome to UK Immigration Weekly, where every week we take complicated immigration news and translate it into plain, clear language, drawn directly from official government information, so you always know exactly what is happening. Let us get started. Before we walk through what this bill actually does, you need to understand the numbers behind it. These are the government's own figures, and they explain exactly why this legislation is happening right now. Since 2021, the number of people applying for asylum in the United Kingdom, that is, asking the government for protection, has risen by 74%, nearly 3/4 more than before. Across Europe, that same figure rose by just 26%. Between 2021 and 2025, 450,000 people applied for asylum here, but in that same period, only 32,000 were returned to their home countries, far more people arriving than leaving. Right now, 107,000 asylum seekers are being housed and supported by the government. That cost the United Kingdom £4 billion last year. The government says it has already saved £1 billion and returned 31% more people than before, but it says that's still not enough, and so new laws are being made. What does this bill actually change? There are 4 significant reforms. Let us go through them one by one. Change 1. From now on, there will be just one single type of protection status. At the moment, when someone applies for protection in the UK, they can receive different kinds: refugee status, humanitarian protection, and others. Think of them as different types of safety net. In 2025 alone, 48,000 people were granted refugee status. Nearly 5,000 received a different form of protection. Under the new law, everyone receives the same status. The government is calling it core protection, but here's the crucial part. That protection is not permanent. It can be removed if your home country becomes safe again, or if you break UK law. And if the government is funding your housing and support, once you are able to work, you will be expected to contribute toward that cost. The government's message is clear: we will help you, but you must play your part too. Change 2. The way people challenge immigration decisions is changing entirely. Right now, if the Home Office refuses your asylum or visa application, you can appeal to a court called the First-tier Tribunal. Think of it as a referee, someone who listens to both sides and makes an independent decision. That system is being replaced with a brand new one. It will have specially trained decision makers. It will operate more quickly, and here's the part that matters most: once you have exhausted all your appeal options and lost, the government can remove you from the United Kingdom immediately. No further delays. If you have an appeal in progress right now, the existing system remains open. The Home Office released a new form this week, on the 11th of May, to help people gather the information they need to support their appeal. We're placing that link in the description below. But these rules are changing. If you have an active appeal right now, please speak to a qualified immigration advisor as a matter of urgency. Change 3. A significant narrowing of family rights. There is a legal protection called Article 8. It establishes the right to a private and family life. It has been used on many occasions to prevent the government from removing individuals from the United Kingdom. Here is a figure that surprised a great many people. Between January and September 2022, 86% of people who invoked this right while being held for removal, 86% were subsequently released. The government says that number is far too high. So the new law will make Article 8 considerably harder to use as grounds to remain, and for the first time, legislation will define in writing exactly what constitutes a family: a spouse or partner, parents and children, not cousins, not aunts or uncles, not extended relatives, just the immediate core family unit. If your case involves family rights, whether a family visa or a challenge against removal on family grounds, this change affects you directly. There is a connected international development from just days after the King's speech that very few people are talking about. Shortly after these new laws were announced, the UK's Foreign Secretary travelled to Moldova, where she met with ministers from countries across Europe. Together, they agreed on a new shared approach to interpreting family and human rights rules, the very Article 8 rules I just described. Think of it this way. Different countries all agreed to read the same rulebook, more strictly. So this is not simply the UK acting alone. Nations across Europe are collectively agreeing that human rights protections should not be available to serious criminals facing deportation. The United Kingdom led this effort. This international agreement provides the legal foundation that underpins the new domestic law.
Now prepare yourselves for the asylum scandal of the year. New Home Office data seen exclusively by GB News has shown that 40% of all asylum seekers claiming to be unaccompanied children are actually adults.
Change 4. 3 further reforms within the bill. First, age verification procedures will be strengthened. This is to address cases where adults have falsely claimed to be under 18, while ensuring genuine children are properly protected. Second, modern slavery rules are being tightened. Modern slavery is when people are forced to work or are exploited against their will. Some individuals have used late-stage modern slavery claims to delay or prevent their removal. The new law will directly address this. Third, law enforcement agencies will receive enhanced powers to tackle exploitation and ensure vulnerable children are identified and supported more effectively. These measures will extend across the whole of the United Kingdom. Now, with changes this significant moving through Parliament, many more people will be seeking immigration advice in the weeks and months ahead. And that brings us to one final important story from this week. The Immigration and Asylum Authority, the body responsible for regulating immigration advisors, has just launched its very first national awareness campaign, warning the public about illegal and unqualified advisors. The rule is simple. Before you pay anyone to assist with your immigration case, verify that they are legally authorized to do so. In the United Kingdom, it is a criminal offence to provide immigration advice without being officially registered or approved. You can check for free on the IAA register. The link is in the description below. It takes 30 seconds. If the person you are considering is not on that register and is not a qualified solicitor or barrister, do not use them. Do not risk your future on someone who is not accountable to anyone. And that is your UK immigration news for the week of the 20th of May 2026, explained as clearly and simply as we could. The Immigration and Asylum Bill is one of the most significant immigration stories of this year. We will follow every stage of it as it moves through Parliament, and we will explain every development, right here, every single week. If this video was useful to you, please share it with someone who needs it.
If anything in this video affects you, click the link in the description to book a free 15-minute chat with our team at Reese Edwards Solicitors. We are here to help. Subscribe so you never miss an update. See you next week.